be underway. Hello everyone, welcome to the K-pop stream. I'm just testing and making sure that we're good. I think so, yep, that's working, great, excellent. Good to have everyone here for another week. And there's a lot to get through, so we'll get down to it. I'm not going to do the guitar thing. If you guys want guitar, you can just say so in the chat, that's fine. And I'll play some, but I'll start off by talking about stream questions, and we'll get to this. Feel free to say hi. Let's start at the top, but I'll just make sure we've actually got people here. Hang on. Maybe it's a little bit hard for me to tell. I think I'm lagging out a little bit. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, cool. Let's get on to it. Start with the stream questions. I'll just refresh this just in case someone dropped one in the last 20 minutes. No, they didn't. Cool. All right. If the Jedins had been reversed, do you think we would have gotten a similar result? What are they talking about? Bronx teacher who performed oral sex on 14-year-old gets 10 years probation, avoids jail, keeps teaching certificate. Yeah, probably not, but let's just check the article before we jump to conclusions. The bit I'm actually surprised about is keeping the teaching certificate going. That's interesting. But there you go. Yes, I'm sure if the gender reverse, that might have been a slightly different outcome. But it wasn't, so whatever. Let's move on. Could you please explain her argument for stupid people like myself?
I'm Minty. I'm a singer, and I'm 16. I'm from South Korea, and I'm not a feminist. They say that I'm not a feminist as I wear short pants. They say that I'm not a feminist as I look weak and feminine. They say I'm not a feminist and call to retreat on women's rights as I wear a t-shirt printed "Eat Me" and seem to allure men. But the sexualization of my body is not my problem. It's theirs. You should not be teaching young girls their bodies are inherently sexual or inappropriate. I am a person, not object.
Why is sexual and inappropriate sort of mentioned in the same breath here?
Or inappropriate. I am a person, not object.
That's actually incorrect. She's both. As am I, as am all of us. It's possible to be more than one thing at once.
Stop calling me slut by my dress. When I grow up.
And there's people who agree that being called slut is a good thing, and people who think it's a bad thing. I mean, there's a such thing as slut walk, for instance, where women who also are feminists, say that they're proud to be a slut and they're trying to reclaim it. So this sort of argument is not necessarily a done deal in feminism circles. There's feminists who think this is good and feminists who think this is bad.
When I grow up, I'll have many sex with someone I love. Even that time, no one has the right to call me a slut. Someone I love.
Or someone you don't love, which would be fine too, if you want to.
even that time, no one has the right to call me a slut.
Well,
Just like my debut album, I know this would be controversial, but haters gonna hate, so I'll just gonna play.
not exactly sure what her point is. I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's a good little intro. It's pity the song's horrible. To have this, actually quite interesting. Whether I agree with it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it's still an interesting little intro, and it's kind of, it's pretty balls out. Pardon the pun. To then follow it up with, a fairly crappy sounding song that's, pretty light. It's a bit of a letdown, to be honest. That was always a problem I had with Madonna. I kind of liked a lot of the things that she did image-wise, or at least I thought they were interesting, whether I agreed with them or not. But to then have generally such fairly boring conservative music for the most part was, didn't really seem to fit. It was pretty feminism light sort of stuff. It's not really that interesting to me. Let's move on. Per annum, how many cell phones do you think the individual American buys? I don't know. I know in Australia, I think we're over one cell phone per person. I think we passed to that some time ago. Yeah, you guys like your guns. I'm not sure why she shot her phone. That's kind of odd. Daily Mail is going to be dodgy. Yeah. It's pretty awful. What's the question? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Next.
Anyone caught selling, making or importing will face up to 4 years in prison. The move follows the death of a teenager in London last year. Alex Bushell has the story.
From the hunter apocalypse to zombie slayer, the names are over the top and faintly ridiculous, but the blades are no less fatal. Last March, 18-year-old Stephen Appleton was killed with this weapon in a park in Islington. Until now, their sale, mostly over the internet and imported from the US, has been legal. Well, no more.
We're banning the manufacture of them here, the importation of them, the retail of them, and the possession of them. So we're doing everything we possibly can to ensure that people can't buy them.
It means that from Thursday, anyone caught selling, making or importing will face up to 4 years in prison. The move...
So what's
From
this?
the top,
This
faintly
butter knife.
ridiculous, but the blades are no less fatal. Last March, 18-year-old...
What are you going to set your table with? That's kind of bizarre. I feel like there must be more to it because it just seems a little bit too weird to be true. Yeah, it's very random and strange. But if there's no butter knives, I guess they'll have to resort to, I don't know, garden shears or something. I guess they don't anymore. Yeah. We have butter knives here in Australia. Yeah, it's just let's just have another look at it.
Will face up to 4 years in prison. The move
From the Hunter apocalypse, but the blades are no less fatal. Last March, 18-year-old Stephen Appleton.
Yeah, I think
they've
they've just pasted it in.
Ridiculous. This weapon in a park in Islington. Until now, their sale, mostly
Or
over
maybe
the
not.
killed
Nah,
with the sale,
it's-
mostly over the internet and imported from the US, has been legal. Well, no more.
We're banning the manufacture of them here.
Because they never actually say in the dialogue what it is. So, yes. I hope they don't ban them here, because I have a few butter knives. I find them rather useful. I have some other knives too. They're rather useful too. I think I should probably vet this question before I look at it, just in case it's something really. What does gaze mean? Well, mum and dad love each other too much. What's penetrating gaze? You stare at them with a penetrating gaze. That's good. Better than Jackson Wang. There's going to be some choice hip hop, I'm sure. Trump is my president.
It's taken so long for us to get to this point. But we won. We are going to make America great again. Yeah. The liberals are crying, 'cause we never stop fighting. Started on the Trump train, and now we're all flying.
It's pretty
Never
horrible.
look behind us. We were deaf to the bias. We took a leap of faith at a Trump state, 'cause we always knew that it would guide us. Now we're winning so much that we might get sick of winning, but I don't think so. And we're swimming to the top non-stop in the house while they're peeping in the window. And I didn't think we'd get this.
Not even
far,
sure
but
if this
now
is a
we
parody or
elected our
not.
hero.
I mean, it's pretty
And I
funny
didn't
anyway.
wanna bring this up, but illegals, you gotta go. This is my president. This is my president. This is my president. This is my president. This is my president.
Yeah, I'm sick of this though. We don't really care that much about your president over here in Australia. And this one I answered last week, so we're down to the end of the string questions, so that's good. Enough of those. Not a lot of K-pop related stuff. It would be good to get a little bit more of that, but never mind. Don't really care about a lot of the American political things. Just not very interesting. So what I'm going to talk about now, let's talk about the posts. We'll start with V-Files. A lot of people really like this post. It's got a generally good reaction from everywhere. And maybe some people are bitching about it, I don't know. I haven't seen any bitching yet. But yeah, just talking about stability, because I'm hearing the word stability coming up a lot when I'm just looking at various YouTube videos and seeing comments, and everyone's talking about this person's stable, that person's stable. I don't really know what they're talking about a lot of the time. I mean, anyone who's getting a video like this, and I'm not picking on Blackpink's Jenny, I mean, because this is just a random video that I found. This is just literally the first K-pop related video that came up that was from an actual performance when I searched for vocal stability on YouTube. So we'll just have a listen to it here. And it's fairly obvious when you're listening to it that the backing track is actually there as well. And so she's singing on top of her own voice. That's why it sounds like there's always two of us singing, because there is. And she's rapping anyway, so how do you even assess stability in that sort of context? What are you even talking about? Because yeah, it just doesn't even make any sense. So, unless they're saying powerful and stable, and I mean it's not really either. K-pop vocals aren't really supposed to be powerful, for the most part. what you're supposed to do is sort of fit into a team. She's got a crap load of echo on her voice there. And here she sounds exactly like the CD. She's probably just talking, you know, she's probably singing at barely a whisper over the top of the backing from the album. So, you know, so... And that's one thing that this post actually didn't cover, was the whole fact that people sing over their own voices, so of course they're going to sound stable when they've got when they're sort of sitting on something stable, if you know what I mean. So I just sort of dig into a bit into this vocal analysis guy. And what the post revealed is that he talks a lot of shit. He's talking about the concept of natural vibrato, versus non-natural vibrato. But that's actually nonsense, because all vibrato is actually not natural, because nobody actually sings that way. And that's actually pointed out very, very by this guy. And the point that he makes is that if you're a child, you know, if you tell a child to sing their ABCs, you know, childs just do things naturally. Children just do things naturally, they don't really think about it. So if you get them to sing, you know, ABC 1, 2, 3 or whatever, they'll do it. They won't put vibrato on it. Why would they? Because they haven't been trained to do that. So vibrato is a trained technique. So there's no such thing as natural vibrato. There's no natural vibrato. Other than in the sense that it's coming from your voice, but even then it often isn't. A really interesting thing is this video here. If you listen to this video, a lot of the vocal techniques that are happening, she's doing a lot of, even though this is an auto-tuned or waves-tuned or whatever video, this is a pitch-corrected video of someone singing, but she's not just singing robot style, she's doing all sorts of pitch bends with a voice and stuff like that. So, and I'll actually demonstrate this for you with the guitar to explain to you what I mean. So just give me a sec. Alright, so here's a guitar, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and copy this woman's vocal lines on the guitar, and what this will do is this is going to show you how she's not actually singing on pitch, and that's on purpose. She's singing in a blues style. Now what key is she in? Yeah. She's sort of there. Right, so that's where she is. But so that's just sort of doing it flat, but she's not actually singing it that way. She's sort of putting bends into it. Whoops. Yeah, so she's sort of bending up like that. So now the reason why that's important, and she's sort of bending right up like that.
The devil is fiddling in my song.
So the reason why that's actually important is because what this video is actually demonstrating is that auto-tune is, and versions of it like waves tune, Melodyne, are that good now that you can fake not only singing in key, but you can actually fake it when vocalists deliberately sing a little bit out of key, like they do in the blues. So, which is what's happening there. So, what that means is the vocal technology has become so good now that even someone like a trained singing teacher is not going to be able to tell when someone's faking it just by listening to a recording. You literally cannot tell anymore.
I got to stay alive.
Like something like that. That's she sort of comes under the pitch and then goes up, and that sort of thing, that's been really finely adjusted, and you know, they can do all sorts of stuff now. The stuff they can do is really, really good, and it's more than just, you know, keeping you in tune with the robot voice. So that's the whole point of putting that video in there, and I hope that was fairly clear. And there were some other examples of pitch correction and stuff like that. But the upshot of it is that all this stuff, someone like the K-pop vocal analysis dude, or other people like that who are really obsessed with vocal raw technique and all that, they look very silly to people like me and people who actually work with sound for a living, because as an audio engineer, your job partly these days is to actually artificially create that sort of voice, or to enhance it. And it's like it's someone like K-pop vocal analysis. It's like someone sort of assessing the quality of a painting after it's been photoshopped. So that's why we don't take it very seriously, and that's why I don't take him very seriously. And I mean, you know, I don't hate the dude. I mean, I don't doubt that he can sing really well, but for someone like that to be so involved in K-pop and pulling everything apart is just like barking up the wrong tree. It's like assessing paintings about how well they've been painted after they've had Photoshop applied to them. It doesn't make any sense. What he's doing overall doesn't make any sense to anyone actually in the industry. To someone who isn't, it probably does, because, you know, you can still listen to something and say, well, I like the sound of that, or I don't like the sound of that, or whatever, and that's fine. I mean, you know, everyone's welcome to their opinion on whether something sounds good or bad, but you're not really. But to go the next level and to sort of, you know, have all these sort of semi-realistic assessment criteria and stuff like that, you know, is sort of pulling your dick a little bit. So anyway, that's the V files. So thanks to all those who read that and enjoyed it. I'm just going to go through this post now. I'll just see what's happening over here. Oh, hopefully I don't get banned from Twitch for my for that. Twitch, you didn't see that? Didn't happen. Did my stream just die? It's lagged out for me. I might just refresh it. Yeah, there's still some of you watching, so I guess it's working still. Alright, now where's... Yeah, Tristan, Fiona, Edorn and Cube. That actress who appeared there very briefly was Hitomi Tanaka, by the way. And I'm a big fan, as my readers will know. So, yes. True Story of Fiona, Edorn and Cube, Article 13 EU Compliant Edition. I love your comments. There's always stuff inappropriate going on my channel, even if I'm not accidentally sharing in my Twitter feed. My Twitter feed's like a combination of people in a K-pop, people who are a K-pop, people in adult video creation, and a few other random things. And yes, so I have to be careful with my Twitter feed sometimes. I try and just set it on notifications, because if I have it on notifications, you don't ever really get to see anything R-rated. But yes, anyway, I'm sure you enjoyed that. You're probably all going to freeze frame it later and jack off to it, but you don't need to, because you can just search up that. No, the stream's been going for a while. So, any news? I don't know, I'm not the news. You got to ask Asian Junkie about the news for Hyuna and Edorn. I was talking for quite a while before, and none of you left any comments. So, and now you're all leaving comments. So I think I need to show some tits at the start of every stream, just to get you guys talking. I thought that unless the stream just wasn't working before, but it seemed to be because you were watching. I think I need to do that more often. Give you some porn recommendations or something. Anyway, true story of Fiona, Edawn and Cube. Now I don't even know what's really going on there. I think they're still deciding, because what happened is after they started dating and they kicked him off the label, the share price started going. Asian Youngie's got an article about that, which is somewhere down here. Anyway, so here's what actually happened. Yeah, sorry, you have to watch the stream recording. So we start off with a true story of Fiona, Edawn and Cube. So Fiona's and Edawn, they see each other. I assume that's Edawn and not the other guy in the group. And they, they're obviously happy and in love and stuff like that. And we're all good. Everything's lovely. Meanwhile, so we're in the Cube office here. And so here's some Cube office workers. Actually, these aren't Cube office workers. This is actually from an adult video starring Kaho Shibuya, who's this individual. But I was just looking for some generic sort of office shots that I could use. So I thought, well, why don't we make her, a person at Cube? Why not? I think she'd run better Cube better than the people who are doing it currently. So they're all they're discussing the new situation. It's like the Cube situation room, and they're having a conversation of some kind about how Fiona and Edawn dating is probably not going to do very well for the bottom line. So this woman here gets one of her staff here to make a phone call to someone important who can do something about this situation. So she calls Way's girls, of course. So here's Way with her tablet. She's getting the message here from this chick. And so she's discussing the situation with the other Crayon Pop members. And so now Ellen from Crayon Pop is making a call. And who do Way's girls call when they can't handle a situation on their own? They call ISIS, of course. So here's our ISIS guy taking the call, and he has a bit of a think about what to do, and they're discussing it. And so ISIS guys, and who do ISIS call when they need a bit more muscle? They call Donald Trump, their friend. So here's Donald Trump. He's receiving the call from ISIS and having a think about what to do. Of course, Trump doesn't do much without consulting his best friend Putin. So Trump and Putin here are just having a bit of a chin wag, discussing what the next steps will be in dealing with the Fiona Edawn situation. And so Trump thinks, well, who do I call? I need to call someone close who I can trust, who, who's on the same page as me. So he's calling Hitler. So here's Hitler, who's received the call, and he has a bit of a think. Okay, what do I do about this situation about Fiona and Edawn? And then he says, oh, okay, well, I better get on the phone to someone, a good friend of mine who I trust, who's on the same page as me and who we share similar values. And that's, of course, Hwasa from Mamamoo. So Hwasa gets a call. And she's a bit pissed off because she doesn't understand how none of these other people have managed to do anything yet. So, she's a woman of action. Mamamoo, they come back quite a lot. They're fairly active and fairly popular. So, she's not going to just call someone else. She's going to actually do something. So she says, get it done, or you slack fucks. So everyone starts moving. So Hitler gets his Nazi brigades to into action, and Trump gets his friends into action, and his ISIS, and his Way's girls, that's Ellen there, with the machine gun. I probably am as old as your mother. That's why all my posts say your mum at the end, because because I probably would fuck your mother. She's probably think she's pretty hot. And so these are all doing stuff, and Elon Musk is just having a joint, because I just sort of throw that in there because that's kind of what he does these days, is just say random things and smoke weed. And if I'm going to have Elon Musk, I'm going to have Chew. So here she is, and I made sure I use a blackface Chew photo, because I don't think you want to fuck my mum. Well, you never know. I will not. I haven't seen your mum, so I'm not going to cast any judgment. Who knows? It's a mystery. So here's Chu, and she's got the blackface dolls because, you know, it just got to fit in with the theme. I mean, we've got Hitler and Assar, so, you know, keep it consistent thematically. And here's JYP, he's just sort of having a drink and he's just sort of thinking about the situation and pondering what's going to happen. And of course, our Cube office worker, Kao, is very happy that things are getting done, and she's like, thanks very much. You know, thanks for all the effort. And so the next day, Hyuna goes to Asian Junkie, because Hyuna, of course, reads Asian Junkie. We all read Asian Junkie because Asian Junkie is the most trusted news source in K-pop. And she learns that she's kicked out of Cube Entertainment, and she gets pissed off and smashes the phone. And JYP is, of course, very happy with this result. And that's it. That's the end of the comic. So hopefully that made sense to all of you, but if it didn't, now it should. So yeah, now I understand. Thank you. So that's good. What's going to happen with Twitch when the EU copyright? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll just not have Twitch in the EU. Why do I call Chu second boy? I've talked about this before a little bit. I mean, where is she? Up here a bit. I mean, I don't know, she's just got that same sort of glazed over Stepford wifey kind of look. And she just looks a bit kind of nutty, like Boram does. And yeah, and she's also happens to be in a group which has generally got good songs as well, so she sticks out there. The slightly crazy looking member of a really good group. So yeah, so I guess yeah, all those people who thought that Britain was silly for leaving the EU, maybe not so silly after all. Maybe they just want to preserve the memes. Maybe that's what it was all about. But yeah, she's pretty cool. So there you go. And I'll put her in my vice list, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I've got a dead video. That's a shame. Yeah, I'll put her in there. I mean, she's totally the second Boram. It's fairly obvious. So I'm still waiting for that power rebate, but that's all right. I think Elon Musk will get around to it once he's consumed enough weed. Let's stream time's over, but I'm going to talk a bit more about news anyway, and go to Asian Junkie for a bit and promote his site a bit. You know, get Asian Junkie more popular. That's my goal in life. Even though he deletes my comments when I promote my own site on his, you know, I'll still return the favour anyway and give him lots of web traffic and show him lots of love and support. So yes, maybe the EU got rid of that video, the dead one. Hyoyeon telling someone, this is really interesting. I found this to be a really interesting article, actually. For those who haven't seen it, you should check it out. And everyone's sort of judging this male staff member quite harshly, and everyone's very firmly on Hyoyeon's side. But we don't actually know why he was touching her in the first place, or what actually was going on. I'm thinking that maybe there was an actual reason for it that we don't know, because it just seems a little bit random. I mean, obviously from the sort of the fan point of view, obviously, you know, he's trying to touch her because he's assaulting her or whatever, because, you know, everyone's so obsessed with sexual assault and people touching people when they're not supposed to. But maybe he was just trying to, maybe she was just trying to go past an area where she wasn't supposed to or something. I mean, you know, it's like, I'm just amazed that everyone's just sort of judging it right out of the box. But then that's what people tend to do on Asian Junkie. So they tend to pick a side. And I've got a comment in there somewhere. Or do I? No, I don't think I bothered. But yeah, we don't know. Who knows? Maybe she was trying to go somewhere she wasn't supposed to go. Just because she's in some fucking girl group doesn't mean she gets to walk anywhere she wants. You know, there's still rules on the stage. And the guy actually says in the video something like, my stage, my rules, which is, as long as you're on the stage, these are my rules. And it is a stage manager's job to enforce rules on the stage, and if she's not obeying them, then, you know, and it's not to be mean to her necessarily. I mean, you've all heard those situations where idols, you know, they get a firework go off in their face, or they fall down a ditch in the stage and break their leg, or, you know, if you look, you know, if you just search up accidents in K-pop on YouTube, and you'll see all that stuff. And that's what happens when the stage managers don't do their job, and they don't do things like properly mark off areas and properly direct traffic. So if she's just floating around the place, you know, being, I'm Little Miss Streamer doing my stream, and is walking in the wrong areas, then she could seriously hurt herself, or something bad could happen. So the stage manager might just be saying, hey, you know, just obey the rules, so you know, doing the right thing. I mean, or maybe he was trying to rape her or something. I mean, who knows, right? I mean, don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. But, you know, the Asian Junkie commenters are all fucking crazy. Yeah. Did he just say, as long as you're in, it's on the stage, these are my rules, don't film me? Absolute sicko. This makes me angry as a fellow woman, because I've been in so many situations where men refuse to acknowledge my agency and sexually. If you're where you're not supposed to be on the stage, then, well, they are acknowledged. Your agency is where it shouldn't be. You're allowed to have your agency, just have it somewhere where you're safe. So, but then who knows? Maybe he was out of line. You don't know. But we don't really know exactly what happened. We've just got these grainy ass photos. And we've got this, which happened afterward.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
And you don't see anyone being touched in this. So, yeah, it seems like such a beat up. I mean, yeah, if she was touched inappropriately, then yeah, fair enough, be upset. But no, I'm not really seeing any evidence of that. Or you can win Dreamcatcher album. That's cool. Memes. I think I put something on this saying stuff. And I got downvoted. I'll show you guys a trick if you want to see if you've been downvoted or not. Just if you're in Firefox, I don't know what it's like on other browsers, but you can right click on the downvote and you can do inspect element, and this will tell you if you've been downvoted. Yeah, so here's my downvote count. So on that comment, I got 1 downvote and no upvotes. So that's good. I'm using that to track my downvotes now. So there's some people on Asian Junkie who just downvote everything I do, everything I say. Doesn't matter what it is, they'll just downvote it. I don't know if it's Asian Junkie himself. I doubt it. But yeah, I've got some hardcore haters on Asian Junkie who really don't like me, and it doesn't matter what I write, it'll be downvoted. And it's always fairly obvious, even without doing that. Next level. I just think it's funny. One of the really interesting comments that I received, because I had like a hater question in my survey, and one of the really interesting comments is, you seem to be really bothered by your haters, and I'm really not. But I guess that perception exists because I do talk about them a fair bit, and I think that people just assume that because I talk about it, it bothers me. But that's not really true. I just think it's really interesting to address because I'm a really non-hate-filled person, just in case you didn't notice. I don't like certain music styles and things like that. But in terms of actually hating people, I don't really hate anyone that much. So when people, and I'm pretty chilled out. I don't really get wound up about stuff. I don't really get angry about stuff. So when people just get really energetic about hating me, I just find that really, really interesting, because it's so, it's just so foreign to my way of thinking, and so because it's so interesting to me, I like to address it. It's it's interesting. It's just an interesting phenomenon. Especially given the fact that, as I've said before, all I do is write a blog. I'm not that important. I write a blog which is viewed a bit, but not that much. Not as much as Asian Junkie, not as much as Netizen Buzz, definitely not as much as All K-Pop or One Hallyu or any of those sites. Really, in the grand scheme of things, what I do is really not that popular. And I don't really promote myself much at all. There's no ads for my site anywhere. And yet people have this really extreme reaction to me. Even though it will be very easy for them to never experience any of my content ever, just by not clicking on it. If you don't like it, you don't. It's not like TV where there's ads on and you have to put up with it all the time. No one's shoving my articles down your throat. You can just ignore it. The lolcow found people were very strange. Only there's one guy said I had an imaginary girlfriend, which is pretty funny. Strange. And yeah. League of Legends is just a war of which team can tilt the least. The team that tilt the least wins the round. Will I write about K-pop mashup songs? No, because I don't care about them. I don't care about any mashups. I think mashups are kind of dumb. I'd rather just hear the two original songs as they're meant to be, rather than some guy's botched version of them. Yeah. I don't have an imaginary girlfriend. In fact, if your ears are working well, you can probably hear her downstairs doing stuff. But she's not going to come up here and do this because she fucking hates K-pop, which is fine. Because she's fairly, one thing I love about my girlfriend is she's very smart, and so she's smart enough to disregard K-pop, and she's smart enough to not want to be a K-pop internet celebrity. I've said to her, look, if you ever want to be E-famous, just let me know. I can make it happen. And she's like, yeah, nah. Thanks, but no thanks. And that's probably the most sensible response. So anyway, what else have we got in the news? I'll talk more about the songs. I haven't listened to this week's songs yet, because I've been working 7 days this week. I've just been work, and I've finally finished day number 7. And so I've got a couple of days off now where I've just got the radio show and nothing else. So that's going to be really good. So I'm going to just sit back, listen to some K-pop songs, and see what's what. Yeah, I can be bothered dick riding. So what I need to do next is I need to do roundup. So here's an idea. Why don't I do a live K-Pocalypse roundup? And I'll actually write the roundup post on the stream right now. If you think that's a good idea, say so in the chat and I'll do it. And if not, then I'll play League or something. But I intend to do both of those things at some point before this time tomorrow. So good idea, cool. Alright, so cool, let's do it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm just going to now this could be, I'm just gonna warn you guys, musically this could be very dangerous. I'm gonna be listening to probably a lot of shitty songs, because every week most songs suck. It's just the law of probabilities, right? I might do league later if I've still got a bit of patience after we do roundup. But I'm just going to pick out. I'm probably not going to do all the songs right now, but I'm going to do some. I'll just probably pick out the main ones, the ones that I think you guys would be really interested in. So, all right. So I'm going to go to home again, and we might get Hitomi Tanaka's boobs again, or we might not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh no, okay. I do have Jav Titles though. I highly recommend you guys subscribe to Jav Titles, which is just the funniest Twitter channel ever. So I'm just going to let people know, and I'll just chuck another link to the stream. So I just copy that, paste that over here. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's do it. I'll start a new one of these, and we're just going to go into my admin here. 17th to the 9th. Oh, cool. I've actually copy-pasted one in there. That's my short list of best and worst. That's a year of Sidebar Kyla. That'll come out next month. So I've already started it a little bit. I've only got Scandalised You're Not a Song Mate, and yeah, I've been listening to this one a bit more. Oh My Girl, Remember Me. So I'm just going to put this on. And the song starts really, really badly. This is really boring, this part. And this rap part's a bit. So it just sort of drags on a bit. And then after that, you get this really, really good chorus, which is this part. It is a bit like Secret Garden, a bit. But yeah, I really like the chorus in this. But the rest of it just doesn't really match it at all. It sounds like it belongs in a different song. So now we're back into this other sort of just bluesy, warbling sort of stuff, which is really uninteresting. Yeah, I'll turn the music down a bit. And there's more rap stuff and so on. Yeah, and it just sort of goes around and around like that, and it's so that's probably, I kind of like the chorus now more than when I wrote that. So I don't know. Great chorus. Similar to Secret Garden, really. I'll just chuck in a link to Secret Garden. I try and link to other songs if I do discuss them, so if people want to click back through the other ones, they can, and just sort of remember them. Secret Garden's an excellent song. Can I move the video up? Oh yeah, okay, sure. There you go. So, and now this one here, I can probably do a better review than that because I didn't really listen to it. Jung Ji-woon. This is one that I actually forgot to cover last week. It's not too bad. So far. Now it's kind of boring. It's just this sort of typical random melody. And now they've sort of killed the 80s vibe a bit by having this, that sort of rhythm in it. Doesn't really fit with what they were doing before. We've got some more of a modern dancehall rhythm. Yeah, so like it sounds cool when it first starts, but once it actually gets going, there's not much of a song. He's literally singing one note here, and it's not much interesting happening. Here's that chorus. It's definitely the best part of it. But even then, it's this part of the song sounded better when he wasn't singing over the top of it. Yeah, so look, I might actually stick to my original review. It's not that great. So let's see what else can we find. Now, yeah, the rest of it's boring. Let's move on. I'll actually pick through Asian Junkie because anything that you guys are really, really interested in has probably already been covered on this site, to be honest. So let's see what's been released. Although I don't think much has come out. Yeah, no music there. That's the problem with Asian Junkie, not much music on it. All right, so we've got Yeoman's Mango. That's a nice dog whistly photo, that one. So I'll just pop this over into YouTube. And of course, with a name like Mango, we expect Tropical House, right? Song's not great so far. It's really quite bad, honestly. Which is, a shame. I mean, I didn't expect it to be very good either. So, we'll stick that higher. Make our hands the way they should be.
네 맘에 유통 게 아니라면 I can make it man Mango 시간 낭비 말고 지적대지 말고 거슬리지 말고
So, yeah, it's bad. It doesn't even get much better as it goes on. I mean, the bass in there sort of, as it comes in, sort of improves it a little bit, but it's just so one note and boring. And I mean, the best thing about it's definitely the video, that's for sure. You know, just the visual presentation is really good and really interesting. Yeah, and it's I'll just stop now. That's enough. It's really quite bad. That's a real stinker, actually. Let's try and find a different song to listen to. I mean, anyone who watches me knows that I like Tiara. So, you know, if anyone's going to like it, I'm going to like it, right? But no, it's just not a good song. Alright, so is this another song from Shiny? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Let's give this one a shot. Yeah, here we are playing with vinyl again, as if anyone actually listens to vinyl. Well, this is a bit boring. It looks better than the Yeoman song, to be honest, so far. But it's kind of got a little bit of that tropical sound in it as well. But yeah, I'm not really. This isn't really grabbing me. People get really upset when I make jokes about John Young from Shiny, so I'm trying to think of something that I can put in there that will annoy people, but also be interesting enough for me to actually write. But I have certainly noticed a pattern where, since he's left the group, they haven't really done anything all that good. And I mean, I'm sure that's just coincidence, but why is he holding flowers over his head in a weird way? Yeah, I've heard enough. It's not going to change radically from here on in. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. So there we go, that'll do. What else have we got this week? Alright, nothing. Have I reviewed Pentagon's Naughty Boy? I think I did. Or did I? I can't remember. Let's just check the previous week's roundup to see if I actually had Pentagon's song in there. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I didn't. No. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. Let's seriously start with whistling. Jesus. Alright, so it's sort of a reggae light sort of thing at first here. Reminds me a little bit of EXO's Coco Bob. I can't remember how 17's Oh My goes. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not exactly exciting. It's the best song I've heard so far. At this rate, they're going to get the bloody image. It's a very good looking video. I'm glad to see that they're OH&S compliant and they're wearing the hazard vests on the construction site. Yeah, it's got a lot of good things about it, actually. Probably the worst thing about it's the actual song. And it's... Yeah, oh, hang on, it's playing something else. Back to Jim and Park. Stop that. Yeah. So there's no actual naughty boy in it because he's not in the promotions. No, I don't normally do this. I just thought I'd do this the first time, just to see. if it's something that people thought would be interesting. It's a bit like doing reaction videos that I'm feeling, so I'm thinking maybe it's not a good idea, but I don't know. I just thought, try it as a once-off, see if you guys dig it. Alright, so that's all the stuff on Asian Junkie that looks like it might be any good or interesting, or that you might potentially give a fuck about. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my YouTube subscriptions. So I subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels. There's probably about 350 YouTube channels, and I'm just going to try and pick stuff out in this massive list that I like, or not that I like necessarily, but that maybe someone might like. So let's go. Basically, I'm looking for anything that's an MV, right? So we'll start off with this thing here. Poplands is a real Nugu channel. So Kim Sawa, I don't even know who that is. Now I'm just going to put my bonus songs divider up and put it under that. If I manage to find audio for it and it gets on the radio show, then it will cease to be a bonus song and it will actually become part of the regular lot. If you want to do things like make radio requests, you can. The way to do that, do it through Facebook or Twitter. The other thing you can do is you can email me stuff if you want to. This song's not very exciting, is it? And yeah, I've heard enough. Let's move on. Normally I listen to everything all the way through, but I don't want to just bore the crap out of you guys. Din Din Insomnia. Okay, this is on 1 the K, so it's not going to be quite so new. Din Din featuring Lee Hong Gi, FD Island. Okay. It's almost a bossa nova rhythm, which isn't really a good sign. And now it really isn't, because they've got the drums in there and they're syncopated. Yeah, this is boring. Aren't FD Island supposed to be a rock group? I don't think anyone's going to change my opinion. It's just doing the same shit. You can click in anywhere on the song and it sounds exactly the same as any other part. It's a really boring song. Let's move to Unity is how it's supposed to be said, apparently. Begin with the end. 6.5 minutes. Holy shit. I didn't sign up for Bohemian fucking Rhapsody. Oh my god, how cringe. They're all just sort of sitting in a circle and smiling at each other for no reason. Please. This is their last song. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's meant to make you feel keen for whatever they're going to do after that. Oh, and as far as this topic goes, let's cut some live stuff in there. So on. Yeah, this is just all about sucking the dick of the TV show or whatever. Really, wow. Yeah, very uninteresting. Am I going to do any more fashion posts? Yeah, I normally do, but if I listen to, I mean, I don't want to waste 6.5 minutes listening to this fucking shit for you guys, because it's going to be boring. So I'm just making an exception for this, because you're going to get bored, right? Normally I sort of take it a bit slower, but I'm trying to do it quickly because it's a stream and I don't want to take, you guys probably don't have 5 hours, right? So I'm just trying to be a bit fucking interesting for you guys to watch. Dare I attempt this feat, given the shit songs we're listening to? Yeah, I'll probably do more fashion posts at some point, but I don't know, whenever it occurs to me to write something about that. Let's find another song that's not this one. Tasteful underbun. Yeah, look, I'm writing the blog here. Who's writing the blog here? Me, not you. I'll decide the topic, thank you. But thanks for your input, though. I have noticed this. There's a song called Delete You. Hey, what a great name for a song. Oh, I'm sure it's going to be arse, but let's just check this out. Maybe it'll be good. Might get lucky. hang on, what was those words? There's always one who loves and one who lets himself be loved. Okay, that's very boring. I thought it said something like, I'm going to delete you, you can't. That would have been more interesting. Horrible looking video.
사랑이라면 원래 다 그런 거더라. 사소하게 신경 쓸 일들 참 많다더라.
And the units, I'm not going to play that on the radio show. I don't want people to fall asleep. So I can definitely put this down there.
하고 했잖아. 근데 이게 사랑인지 잘 모르겠어. 사랑을 하면 원래 다 그런 거잖아. 보고 싶고 걱정도
Got the old Fender Rhodes sound again.
거잖아. 그대도 내게 사랑한다고 했잖아.
I like how it has his crying eyes all the way through the video. That's like
난 모르겠어.
totally appropriate.
24시간에 한 번은 그대 나를 생각하는지 나의 연락을 기다리긴 하는지 밥은 잘 챙겨 먹었는지 오늘 하루는 뭘 할 건지 이런 게 궁금하긴 한가요.
Look, I don't think you really need me to write about the tasteful underbun because, I mean, I think other people have already got it covered, you know what I mean? I'll click on the dude's link.
복잡하게 하지 말고 멀리 아주 저 멀리 사라져줘. 엎질러진 내 맘 가지고 그대 사라져.
I think this guy, I think we should all spring together and pitch in a little bit for this person to go to a brothel. I think he needs it. I'll donate $5 if you guys do.
그대 내가 보고 싶은지
Maybe we should all give him Reddit gold. Maybe that can be redeemed. Maybe there is an online sex chat service or something like that takes Reddit gold as a currency.
오늘 누구를 만날 건지 이런 게
But yeah, I think he's a little bit more excited than I am. I mean, most of my fat posts are really just about satire and about just sort of laughing at the incredible overreactions that people have to stuff like this, right? So I don't want you to write something that plays into that without a fairly heavy dose of satire as well. But I don't know, we'll see.
엎질러진 내 맘 가지고 그대 사라져.
Anyway, that's this song. It's very unexciting, isn't it? Yeah. Bit of a shit song, unfortunately. This dude's got a song called N.A. Yeah, look, it is. Look, I agree that the underbun probably is intentional, and it probably is there for exactly the reasons he's saying it's there. I think he's actually got that right. So, and it is a way of sort of sneaking just enough sexual content so they can get under the radar and get away with it, and they can say, oh, their panties slit up, you're dirty for looking, you know what I mean? Rather than, whereas if they really hiked everything right up, then they could say, then they wouldn't have a leg to stand on. So, yeah, it's deliberate, no doubt. But, I don't know, do I want to write about it? I don't know. You already understand it, so you already... the guy on Reddit wrote about it, so I don't have to, because he already understands exactly what's going on, which is good. I've already written about the larger issue, if you know what I mean. So, in terms of like dog whistle posts and things like that. So, I think that sort of knowledge gives people a jumping off point where they can look at something like that and understand it. When I'm discussing things like that, the idea is it's like teach a man to fish. So it's giving you the knowledge to be able to break those things down for yourself. And if people are breaking those things down for themselves, then that's fine. Then I don't really need to write about it. So I only feel the need to write about stuff like that if there's something I think people aren't getting. But I think that guy on Reddit understands it completely. So I don't think I need to say anything. So there's nothing, if I was going to write a post about it, there's really nothing for me to write. So it would be kind of boring. So let's check out Minzu and Islet. What's it? You got another one with some bloody fucking spiel with the logo at the start. What's going on with that? It's a pretty boring song too.
시간이 멈출 것 같은 곳으로 가요. 별거 없어도 돼요. 준비하지 말고요. 아무 걱정 없는 상태가 되면 좋겠어요. 멀리 가도 돼요. 무섭지 않아요. 손 놓지 않는다고 약속만 해줘요.
We have a visitor. So no one's actually listening to this, so I'll just turn it off. Next one. Yeah, NA. I've got to know what a song called NA sounds like. Not applicable.
늘 그랬듯 쉬운 건 하나 없어 거울 앞에 난 trying to wave at him if he sees me wonder if he sees me 날 보는 널
See the pain that I go through every week for you guys. Hey Stiglitz, you're meant to make this stream more interesting because these songs are boring as fuck. So do some cool shit. Oh yeah, I didn't discuss Hyomin and MBK resolving things. I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, who knows what went on. I'm not excited for anything. I get excited about stuff when it actually happens, because if you get excited about stuff before it happens, then the shit doesn't happen, and then you wind up feeling like an after-school fan. So, and you K-pop fans should know that by now. You should be smart enough to realise that being excited about shit before it happens is fucking dumb. So, you know, get your shit together. Next. Yeah, look, I'm getting bored of doing this. I'll do more of it later. There's yeah, the idea. And so I'm just going to be doing that for the rest of today and tomorrow, is just collecting these songs, listening to the fucking things. Yeah, feel free to clip it and send it to them. But yeah, that's why you should never get excited over press releases and teasers and all that shit. You know, there have been documented instances when a teaser for a song has come out and the actual fucking song itself has not come out. And so when that happens, you know, you've only got yourself to blame for getting all excited over the teaser. So yeah. So anyway, I'll stop doing this now, and I'll play some League. I tried to play League a couple of days ago on this stream, and it and I ran into great difficulty because I couldn't get a fucking game. Just keep getting remakes. So apologies to those of you who watched my stream 2 days ago. I didn't play any League because I couldn't. I eventually got a game of League later and I lost it, and I got even a little bit closer to Bronze 5. Yeah, I'd say that I like Boom Boom now more than I did before. Another song that I'll count, even though it came out very, very late last year, is Heart Attack by Chu. I really didn't like that much when I first heard it, but that one definitely grew on me. I really think it's a good song now. I talked about that a stream or two